Hello, good evening, and welcome to FedroomTalk, where we talk about the before, the now, and the afterlife of being indicted with the feds. Real, raw, and uncut stories. I'm your host, Kay, with co-host Just Rico, and I know we have been MIA for the last couple of weeks. Don't worry, we'll get back on track. Now, today we're doing something a little bit different. We have a different approach, and we want to shed some light on the different opinions on what's going on with the federal government since the inauguration. We're going to talk about the DEI, ICE, the non-observance of MLK, Black History Month, Juneteenth, all the list goes on. And I know now, this is a touchy topic for some people. Opinions may be high, so just let's be respectful of everybody's opinions. And so we'll get into it. And I would like for this session, I would like for people to actually get on here and speak. I know y'all going to be commenting, but I want to hear raw emotions, raw feelings. Tell me how y'all feel about what's going on currently with our government, with the world today. And the first thing, we're going to kind of go in order of we're going to just try to go in order of, like, since the inauguration, the first thing that he has done was, I think, the pardons. He started pardoning people the first day, like literally the first day in office. This man was not playing. He said he was going to pardon people, and that's exactly what he did. So let's wait on Just Rico to Just Rico just got on here. So we're just gonna talk about this. If you have an opinion, a comment, and you want me to add you in, let me know. But we're gonna talk about the pardons. And I know some people may not have an opinion and some people don't care. I just feel like you pardoning the people that did this stuff that you thought was okay, and he said he was gonna do it, but like, what is that telling us? What is that telling us as a government, as like a people? Like, you can just do what you want and get away with it? Like, how is that okay? Just Rico.
How I feel about it is, number one, we live in a democratic society, so we have the capacity and the ability to kind of like vote who we want, you know what I'm saying, in office. You know, some people win and some people lose. There's always going to be a winning side and a losing side, right? So with that being said, I feel like he is obviously the president of the United States, and he has been granted the power of immunity. So I feel like, I mean, what am I saying? You have the power to do something, but you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So if that is within his power, then to me, then that is his right to do that. I mean, that personally doesn't affect me. So, like, I mean, he's the president. That's the decision that he made.
I understand that, but he has the power to do a lot. But I think at some point you abuse power, because these people committed a crime. People lost lives. Like, this was the worst thing.
Everybody who's been pardoned mostly has committed crimes. That's the purpose of pardoning someone. Someone's committed a crime, they've been incarcerated, and then you pardon them. It's not our place to question, like, well, at least me, like, I feel like it's not our place to question who gets pardoned. That is within his power.
I give you that. You're absolutely right. Everybody that gets pardoned commits crimes. Okay, but what are we saying when we pardon people when the I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Anybody else have a different opinion of this? Because I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't agree.
But I mean, it's
Because
not our place. It's not our place to agree with like every decision that's being made. That's not our place. That's the whole purpose of our society, as far as being able to have free speech and think how we want to think. You don't have to agree with the decisions that he made. I don't have to agree with it. I
Okay,
don't
so
agree
it's
with it.
okay for
But
him to make these. I'm gonna say make because everybody did their own free will, but he kind of initiated this stuff, and then okay, y'all do what y'all want. Y'all listen to me. I tell y'all what to do. Y'all do it. Don't worry about nothing. Y'all do this. I'm gonna get y'all out of jail.
so you just
That's a get
interrupted
out of
me in
jail
that.
free
But
card.
so you basically just interrupted me in the middle of a sentence. I understand that you're gonna get like however, but you're I think you're trying to speak without listening, or else you wouldn't kind of like cut me off like that. But yeah, I wasn't finished saying what I had to say.
Oh, sorry, I was
but I
reading the
understand how
comment.
you feel as well.
Okay.
I think natural lie wants to be added on.
Okay. Let's add her in and see what she has to say about this.
And then just let me see if there's anything in the comments. Ruby Keisha says, and there are a lot of innocent people incarcerated. And she also says, right, long as it doesn't affect me, which that's one thing that I totally agree on as well. But I figure I'll get to that part as we continue to have these discussions. Let's see what Natural Light has to say.
Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Hi. I just wanted to say I understand what Ricky was saying, but at the same time, it's like I feel like what Trump doing, he basically just all his campaign and everything, he basically just showing everybody who was oblivious that the justice system just is not what it seems. You know what I mean? Because it have people like Marcellus Williams, for example, that just went on the death penalty after the white judge found out that he was innocent for the crime in 1998. It was some crime of killing some white lady, and they found out that he was innocent. And they went on appeal and everything, and they still give them on the death penalty. But yet these people that everybody know they did it, right? They just like this because Trump say so. So what happened to when everybody petitioned for Marcellus Williams and all these other people that have to go through what those programs is? Those programs that just get people out of jail. I forget the name of, but those nonprofits. All that work that people have to do to get these people out. But because Trump wants to snap his fingers and say, yes, these racist people that been up here patrolling and doing the most. I hear somebody shit on a desk in the White House. These people get free? Really? But when it's the other side, we just have to sit and rot in jail and get all kind of terrible treatment. But these people just get a little while, 1 to 4 years in there, and then just free just because. Like, what point is he trying to prove by doing that? I just feel like it's a little disrespectful. You could have get anybody else, but you get these people who cause a riot to the U.S. and had everybody in shambles. I think he just always wants to do some kind of shock factor to show people this shocking news, and he could do what he want with it. It's just like a whole ego thing, and I think they're just being assholes. That's what I think about it.
I definitely feel like it's an ego thing. K. Dejanay says Trump isn't doing anything to show anybody the justice system. He just wants to show people his power. That's it. I truly believe is a power trip. I saw something on social media that said it was an article back in 1980, something that he said, anything he said, people just gonna eat it up and believe it, regardless of whether it's a lie. He could lie and they will just roll with it. And I mean, I just feel like he just has so much control. Even when he's not the president, he still had so much control. And I don't know what it is that people are so afraid to go up against him. But I just feel like it definitely is an ego thing. Just Rico?
Well, me personally, I don't understand when you say that people are afraid to go up against him, because that makes no sense when he obviously just like I said in the beginning, he won the presidency. There are millions upon millions of people who like voted for him. There are millions upon millions of people who knew exactly, what he was going to do. I mean, you read most people read Project 2025, so we knew exactly what was going to happen. But unfortunately, and I feel like despite, people's like political views and things like that, I personally feel, and some statistics as well, feel like the Black woman is the least respected. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there are so many people who just did not want to see a Black woman in control in office, despite, whatever other issues they have against her. So they voted for the other choice. You know what I'm saying? But that is the democratic state that we live in. You know what I'm saying? If we wanted something different, we should have campaigned harder, and we should have did what we needed to do to make sure that, a different person got in office. So like, why like sit here and complain about things that we kind of like know what was going to happen, especially when it was told to us?
I'm gonna let you address the comments. So,
What did you say, Kay?
I'm gonna let you address the comments.
Oh, let me see what the comments say.
But somebody said is he went and say like he don't have nothing to do with Project 2025. But if you actually read Project 2025,
I heard that as well.
He's involved, but everything that he's doing with his executive order that he's passing is in the blueprint for Project 2025. If you really look at it, it's the same thing. So he could lie. Everybody knows politicians are just lie so they could get the vote. So it's looking like Project 2025 is what I'm saying. It's the same like agenda if we read it.
I did hear that he had no parts of Project 2025. I was told that somewhere I read it or was told it or something. So I'm a little confused on that part, and I didn't even bother to do my research because it was just too stressful. But I did hear that they said he really didn't even know what Project 2025 was. I don't know how true that is.
That's what they now see, that's the thing. That's what they say. But if you look at what he's doing exactly the things that are listed that saying that he was going to do in Project 2025 if he was to win. Like that's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter what people say about him not having or him not having it, knowing anything about it. He's doing exactly what's on there, and that's just what it is. That's what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had took a screenshot of the things that they said that they were going to do and the things that he's actually done that's being checked off. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so there's a lot of conversation in the comment, especially from Ruby Keishes and Kay Dejanay. Kay, would you like to see if any of them would like to get up and speak? Because that's a lot of comments to read.
Ruby Keishes, do you have anything that, well, clearly you do, but do you want to get on the platform and say something? Kay Dejanay, I'm asking you the same question as well. But I have something. Okay, so somebody had brought I know everybody's saying voters, Island Pretty Boy said what we need to understand that voters have power to change things, and they clearly side with him and obviously like him leading the country. Right. A lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of people, somebody brought to my attention 1 Timothy 2:11 that said, I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She must be silent. So maybe they were saying that, a woman is not supposed to run the country because the Bible clearly says what it says. I do not permit a woman to teach or have authority over a man. So
but the Bible is technically worldwide. Christianity and things like that are in almost every single country, and there are plenty of women that are leading different countries. this all just comes back to the state of our own country and the fact that people are voicing their opinion and their thoughts on things. You know what I'm saying? There are way too many female leaders for us to kind of like say that this is just something that's well, you know what? If you think about it, I think the white race is always intimidated by any other race, and that's just, you know, statistically proven throughout like history. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that has something to do with it, but like, I mean, there are plenty of women that are running countries and doing great at it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot of comments. So K Dejanay say voters don't sign bills and executive orders. We really don't have the power to change shit unless it was something we actually voted on. That part, yeah, I think that part really goes back to when we're talking about like changes that we want to see. That goes back to who we put like in the Senate and who we put in the House of Representatives and things like that. Not necessarily the president, because of course, like she said, like the president, you know, doesn't really focus on a lot of things that where we see an immediate change or where we can see a physical change, like within our communities, etc.
Natural said who we put in Congress. I think Republicans won the House and the Senate, so that's their side. And Shortylicious said he wasn't losing that election no matter what, and I kind of feel that way too. But and then he also fired or told them to resign, or they were going to be fired. The prosecutors that prosecuted the people that were pardoned. So you know that's like a slap in the government face.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, so our next topic is going to be the DEI. And DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So when I first heard about it, my first impression was, okay, so when they send the applications that it's equal opportunity, we don't discriminate about race, creed, gender, or none of that, I was like, oops, so that's out the window. Anybody have any comments on that? I know a lot of people were, for some reason I'm hearing an echo. Just Rico, mute for a minute and let me see if it go away. The first company that was jumping on this bandwagon was Target. So a lot of people was like, oh, we ain't shopping at Target no more. Target doing this, Target doing that. It's a lot of companies that jumped on the bandwagon. So it look like we ain't gonna be shopping a lot of places. I don't really shop at Target, but it was I guess one of the Black influencers, Tabitha Brown, has some stuff that's in Target. So they mention her, and it's actually a lot of Black owners have stuff that's in Target, and she had something to say about it. So anybody has anything to say about that? Y'all will still shop in Target and the other places that jumping on the DEI bandwagon? How y'all feel about this DEI?
So I have a different perspective today, right? So I want Aya to help me. So what I understand from the DEI is like it was put in place with these companies so that everybody could be included. It could be like an inclusive thing, and if you feel some kind of hatred or something coming from people, you know, like racism or something like that, then the DEI program is so you could report that kind of issues, right? The inequality and what's not. But today, somebody else told me that it's really being taken away is for better, because give everybody more opportunity instead of like dividing people. I don't understand that. So maybe I understand it right, but do I have a different example or definition of it being taken away? Is it a benefit or something bad? Because I learned that it was something bad. You know, like they just trying to segregate us again.
You know, that's a I did not hear that, but I'm glad you said it because like some things actually when I hear about it, I'd be so disgusted. I don't even want to do research. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to do nothing. So it's good that you to hear that coming from you because that's the first time I'm hearing it. So did anybody else hear that it was for the better? I mean, that's actually a good thing if that's true. Ruby Keish is saying people think that the DEI prevents discrimination, which is actually Title VII, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which hasn't been touched. I have no idea what Title VII is and nothing about 1964. I don't do my research on a lot of this stuff, and that is my downfall. But I am always open to hear, you know, if somebody do research, let me know. Put me up on game so I don't be saying the wrong thing or thinking the wrong thing or feeling the wrong way.
So okay, so my thoughts on DEI is that I don't know how people like compare like DEI to discrimination. I think that deals more with affirmative action that was actually taken away, but I think the whole purpose of DEI was to be more inclusive, to have more diverse people be more inclusive in what's going on instead of having everything quote unquote whitewashed, which is what Natural A first said. That's kind of like what I believe DEI was put into place for. I don't think it has anything at all to do with like discrimination unless, you know what I'm saying, they're saying that people were discriminated against, so they put that in place. But also, once again, I think that goes back to kind of like I think affirmative action ties more to discrimination than DEI.
Okay, Kate Dejanay wants to be added in. Natural, you stay right there. I think I could add her up. Short Delicious, I know you say you're not into politics, but some of these things we have to kind of be mindful and pay attention, especially if it's going to affect us in any kind of way. We don't want to be involved in all the politics. Yes, we don't want to be involved, but if it definitely involves us, then we have to like pay attention. A lot of the stuff when he was in office the first time, I don't think nothing that he did affected me, but that's the echo again. It didn't really affect me. I don't know if anything is going to affect me this time around, but with the stuff that's going on, it just seems like, you know, we'll see. Let me add in Kay Dejanay. She has something to say. And if there's anybody else that have something to say on this DEI topic, let me know as well. I'll have to drop somebody from up top, but we'll keep it moving. All right, Kay Dejanay is being added. Island Pretty Boy said it's for inclusion and embracing what makes us different, but still be unified as one body.
Hello. Okay, so I have quite a bit to say, but I'm gonna try not to make it long and dragged out. But
Please don't.
Whole thing, not too much. The whole thing with the DEI program, a lot of people immediately think of like race and color and discrimination and sex or whatever. But in reality, the DEI program is really like just like how Ricky was saying, like affirmative action, like making sure that women are able to work in male dominated fields, that we are all getting equal pay. Like it goes deeper than what we look like or trying to make everybody. It's really about trying to make everybody equal, because what they want is people to be hired based on merit and qualifications and their skills, not because, oh, we need one more Black person to diversify the place. So that's their argument, and that's what I have taken from it. Now, the whole Title IX is really what protects sex and race and discrimination. So it kind of started off in educational programs and anything that really received federal funding, and I think that's how it became a bigger deal. And that's why, like, people are thinking that the whole DEI thing is gonna allow everybody to be fired. Everybody's like, okay, well, y'all better hold on to y'all jobs the next 4 years, because you could be fired and nothing's gonna happen. But Title IX actually protects that. It's not DE&I. Now, what I do think is we all know that. Yes, go ahead.
Let me comment on that right now, because I have to disagree with that, because my partner is in the military right now, and well, not in the military, but works for the Veterans Affairs, for the VA, and they've actually canceled their DEI programs that they had in place there, and so now his job is actually at risk, because he is technically a DEI hire. So there are people that is being affected by the things that were in place for DEI, specifically if, you know what I'm saying, they needed more Black people or more men or more women or whomever, then this was put in place to get them hired. But now they are at risk for losing their jobs. So I did just want to mention that on that specific comment right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's hold on, K Dejanay. Let's pause. You mute for a second, and let me. It's a lot of comments. Let me say I'm gonna continue buying my salmon burgers from Target unless Publix or Walmart start selling them. Okay. Why you can't buy your salmon burgers online? Why it have to be from Target? Like, do you need these salmon burgers? Because, like, if it's, I'm just gonna, just Rico, I think we had a conversation and you said Tabitha Brown said something. Do you recall?
Yeah, she was basically, long story short, she was basically saying that she totally understand if anyone does not want to like shop in Target anymore or go to Target or whatever. She totally understand, and she's not trying to tell them to shop there, but she's kind of like giving them kind of like different options, which is one option is to just go in and support, you know, whatever Black creator or woman, whatever Black owner or women's owner or whoever it is, to just go in and support them, and then just kind of like not shop for anything else. I say, fuck that shit. I ain't got time for being in Target, period. That's they ask for having their shit on damn Target damn shelves, and I'm personally just not going in there. I don't give a damn. That's just my thoughts on that. Because at the end of the day, like, this shit is still ran by a person that's not of color, a Caucasian or white person or whomever. I'm trying to be politically correct here. I don't want to offend nobody. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Me going in there and supporting a Black person who has something on their shelves is still me going in there and supporting the system that is kind of like set up to be like against us. You have places like Costco who didn't fall into that damn trap. You know what I'm saying? So you have a choice. But at the end of the day as well, there are a lot of companies who are following along with this. So what do? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to pick and choose? Like, how does that work?
I agree. It's a lot of companies, and it's just too much it's just too much. It's too much at the end of the day. Ruby Keisha said exactly, but Black people mind is to be victims. I don't think, well, we because they made us victims. That's how I feel. It's not that we
Nobody ain't made nobody victims. Child, please. Who made you a victim?
Maybe I said it wrong. Maybe I said it wrong, but I don't think that Black people try to play victim. I feel like I don't know how I feel. I'm just gonna skip that one.
No, I feel like the system has been placed against us for such a long time that it's hard for us to really trust and feel like the system isn't against us. And you can't blame people for feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? You have those people who's educated themselves on certain things and certain situations, and certain people who have not. People are always going to have their own perspective, and I think we're bound to kind of like respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Shorty Licious said, "What difference does it make anyway? The whole time it was supposed to be all about equal rights and justice, yet we still have cops killing." True.
Yeah, but we have to also understand that all of this comes back down to human beings. You can put all the laws and all this stuff into place, but it's still human beings that are being hired into these positions, and we can't say that just because they're hired into that position that they're going to do what they say that they're going to do. That comes all the way down to who that person is, not necessarily the law that was made to be followed.
Island Pretty Boy said, "It's for inclusion and embracing what makes us different, but still be unified as one body." I like that. Rambo says, "But the Equal Opportunity Employment Act is a fraud." Why do you feel like it's a fraud, Rambo? Let us know. Keisha said, "But again, Black people want to be victims so bad once again. So just talking on shit they don't even know about." Oh, well, damn. Okay. That's interesting.
That's more than Black people, though. That's people in general. But at the end of the day, we can only speak for our people. But I don't think our race is the only race that does that. I just think that's the error of people in general.
So Ruby Quiche says, "I think it would push people to shop small businesses more." I agree. And push people to open up their own business. So DEI, this is a question. So DEI is basically in place so that the companies can have a diverse work environment. Kay Dejanay, do you want to see if you could answer that, since you kind of know a lot about it, I guess?
Yes. Okay. So I feel like when we first hear diversity, equity, and inclusion, that's what it is. But it's so that it kind of does go into what Rambo was saying about equal employment opportunity, because the employment discrimination based on race, color, sex, religion, and all of that other stuff, that is all part of the Civil Rights Act and Title IX. So DE&I has roots there, but that's not what it's all about. Like, DE&I is really, again, like about equal pay, equal opportunity, and the inclusion in that aspect. Sorry, I'm just like getting out the car. But what I did want to say, which I feel like y'all probably are going to get into, so sorry if I'm skipping ahead, is now that with him barring DEI programs, and now the Defense Agency has put pauses on open celebrations.
Okay, yep. We will get on that.
So I'm gonna hold my horses.
Yes, hold your horses for that, because that's coming up. This was a long discussion on DEI. Let's just read some of the comments right quick so that we can move into the other section. This is a lot of comments. Okay, that don't make no sense. They should pull their products from Target. Shorty Licious says Tabitha is indirectly supporting Target, but I guess
Right.
that's why she was saying just go buy her, because she didn't know this was gonna happen. So I mean, what can she do? She also has a business to run. you know, this is her bread and butter. This is how she make her money. So it's not her fault that all of a sudden they decide to do this. What y'all want her to do? Just pull her products just like that? So I guess that's why just Rico said she's basically saying if you're gonna still support her only, buy what you need and leave the store. Just Rico.
No. I think we have to be able to pick and choose like what we're going to stand firm on and just stand firm on that. And I just believe like firmly, like I'm just done with Target in general, period. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, you want to address some more of the comments or?
I just had a question. Okay, so Ricky's saying that he done with Target because they took away the DEI program. So it's just mixed conversation going here, and I still don't get it. I don't know if I just being slow, but you know, the Bible said, "My people will perish from a lack of knowledge." Right. So I just try and get the knowledge. I try and understand for myself. You're not messing with Target because they took away the DEI, but I feel like the feedback I've been getting from here is that DEI is not necessarily bad. So then why we not fucking with Target? You know, I just try to understand what, you know.
One thing that I gotta say, the reason why I'm so adamant about Target is because number one, Target has had Black support for such a long time. You know what I'm saying? Black folks love them some Target or Target or whatever. But not only that, but Target has catered to our community for so long. For so long, they've catered to our community. For Black History Month, you got Black History stuff. People are excited to go buy their brands from Target because they got all kind of Black History stuff. They cater to kind of like who we are as a community, and we've seen that in Target, and we supported Target in droves. Now, all of a sudden, this thing drops, and you're dropping all of your equity programs. So what are you saying? The only reason you catered to us was because you were forced to in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? So that's just my outlook and my thought process on why I'm so adamant specifically on stopping my support for Target.
I'm confused too.
And Ruby Keisha say they all do. We the number one consumers, correct? And if we really stand firm on certain things, and they will see and understand our power, and then they would have to make changes for the better. You know what I'm saying? Not only for us, but for them as well. But when you got people like Lamise who want to worry about a damn salmon patty, they're going to still go shopping in the place, then what's the purpose of us doing any of this at all? And I don't know if that helps at any for you, natural live, but that's kind of like why I feel so strongly or so passionately about Target.
Okay, I feel you.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna keep it moving. I'm just confused. I don't know. I'm confused like you, natural. I don't know. If it's supposed to be good, then why, like you said, I
have to do our own research after this. We're gonna have to figure it out on our own.
But that's the thing. It was supposed to be something that's supposed to be good, and it was taken away. So being that it was taken away, now these companies are stopping what they were doing to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Also, to piggyback off of what Ricky is saying, because diversity, equity, and inclusion is a good thing, but companies going so boldly and announcing that they're pulling back from this and that, and Target taking it to another level and pulling Black products out of their stores is like, yes, we understand that the president put a pause on this. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not gone forever. That's just not how that works. It's being paused on, and they're trying to really basically do pros and cons of the program to see what's going to happen with it. But I get where his anger comes from because, like he said, we as a Black people go support Target, and they are loud and proud and openly defending and saying, well, okay, DEI is gone. Well, no more for y'all. We supported y'all as much as we could. That's what it's doing.
Right.
Okay, well, we're gonna leave it at that. What Dejanay just said. And with that being said, we're gonna move into the next topic, which is the ICE raids that's been going on. I had a conversation with a friend yesterday. I was talking about it and telling her, everybody, if you know me, you know I's a crybaby. This is a little emotional for me because I just feel like, yeah, I know that he say it's for people, the immigrants who committing crimes and stuff like that, but that's not necessarily true because they snatching up everybody. And my friend was like basically saying we need to mind our business because Black people ain't been able to get no jobs. The migrants been getting the jobs, and she basically just saying they're supposed to get snatched up. They're getting the jobs taken away from us, but I feel different. I feel like a lot of them, they deserve to be here. It's supposed to be the land of the free. And why they like when you see people on the construction site, what you seeing? A bunch of Mexicans. And to be honest, a lot of us don't want to work. We lazy and don't want to work. So why is it a problem that they're getting the jobs? I don't understand. Like, it's sad to see I'm in Tallahassee and they've been just picking people up. You see them running in the bushes hiding because they don't want to get, sent back to their country. And they're picking them up and the kids still in school. Like, when I said, what about the kids? She was like, so then the kids get to go back with them too. That's not nice.
Okay, so this is how I feel about this, right? I agree with your friend in the sense that we as Black folks, we need to mind our goddamn business and just sit back and let whatever the hell they do, let them do it. Because when we going through shit, who the hell got our back? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell stand up for us when we going through our issues and our problems and all that shit? No. Mind your business. But I don't say that in the aspect of the job situation. And I hate when people say that. Y'all know y'all ain't gonna take y'all asses out there in the goddamn heat to working on freaking sun, building houses and doing all those constructions and things like that the Mexicans or whoever do for the low wages that they do it for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree to mind our business because of the jobs aspect, because like, come on, man, like they ain't taking no jobs that people are really doing. So that part isn't fair. But as far as minding our business, listen, man, this ain't got nothing to do with me. None of my people is here illegally. Like, I know that's kind of harsh or whatever, but I'm minding my business on that one.
What if it was one of us?
It's not, and I'm not playing those what ifs game. We have to deal with the reality of what's going on right now. Unfortunately, there's a
what's going on? Mexicans are not the only ones being deported. Have y'all seen the numbers? There are 32,000 people who've already been sent back to Haiti. 110 people sent back to Antigua. The Mexicans ain't the only ones they going for. So the numbers is there. I could go down the list. People in countries we probably ain't even damn heard of. People getting deported back to London. Like, they are taking everybody.
Well, they ain't taking my people.
So if it's not your people, you don't care.
Yeah, like technically for in this specific situation, it's not my problem. I got way too much shit over here to worry about than to be trying to worry about like who they snatching up. Like nope. I'm sorry.
Just Rambo said, if they ain't safe, we ain't safe. That's true. I mean, but how do they know if they say he picking up the criminals? I was just told that he picked up a one of us that was a natural born citizen. So I mean, how they know who to pick up? If y'all see the videos with these kids crying, you know, begging them to bring their parents back or help their parents, or you know, saying that their parents, you know, work hard and the parent haven't done nothing wrong, and the parent want them to get you know, they come here for a better life too.
Well, then they should go through the legalization process then. Like if they came here for a better life, then go through the legalization process so you don't have to be scared and worried.
Okay, but who said some of them are? Who said some of them are? There was just a video with a guy who said, I voted for Trump. Mute your phone, just Rico. There was a guy I was just watching say, I voted for Trump and he took my wife. She's Venezuelan. Her paperwork is her paperwork is being processed, but they took her as well. And he said he wants to have a conversation with Trump to see what he can do because he know they can come to an amicable agreement. So paperwork and process, they try and do the right thing, and she still gets snatched up. Anybody have anything to say? I mean, it's a lot of comments. I mean, I guess everybody is okay with them picking up the people. What about the kids? Nobody feel like me.
I'm not okay with it because they've been going to schools and trying to pick these kids up, and that's wrong. Because at this point, I could put on a ICE uniform and act like I'm about to go pick up some kids. Next thing you know, kids is getting sex trafficked. I'm not okay with it. Mm-hmm. That's just how I feel. You don't just go to a elementary school and try to collect immigrants. That's not the way you do that.
Hey, Island Pretty Boy says she ain't legal yet, so right, Island Pretty Boy, she ain't damn legal yet. Her paperwork ain't done. The hell?
Let's see what the other some of the other comments saying, because y'all ain't got no heart. Y'all literally ain't got no heart. So these kids who I'm just at loss for words here. I don't know, like Kid Dejanay said, I mean, it's just not Mexicans either. It's all immigrants. And if people come over here for a better life, and if you were born into citizenship but your parents is not, so you just want to send them all together and be like, okay, y'all could go back with your mom, you could go back with your dad, we don't care nothing about that you were born here.
And then taking away birthright citizenship. Like, this man really does not want anybody in this country, like, at all. You're taking away birthright citizenship. Filing for citizenship or going through with the naturalization process is not easy. There's people who will be applying to be a U.S. citizen, and that process takes months and months and years. And then that's probably how his damn wife got deported, because she probably put in her application back in 2022 when Sleepy Joe was in office, and still ain't get processed yet, and now her ass is gone.
Okay, I'm gonna have to drop one of you guys. Because the next topic we're gonna run into is the non-observance, which Kay has something to say about that. So I'm gonna drop Natural girl, you on top of it. I'm going to add Shortylicious because she has something to say. Ruby Keisha said we were about Okay, Ruby Keishes said, I'm just gonna have to call you Ruby girl because I can't get this last. I want to call you Ruby Kisses. But she said we worried about the wrong shit. I know. I'm emotional. I worry about people. I do. That's just me. I can't help it. What do you want me to do about that? Lamise said she generally feel bad for them because they don't cause no trouble. They come to work, do what they gotta do. Y'all know them people be piled up in cars trying to save their little change and do right by their family. But we gonna let Shorty Licious
That don't mean they over here correctly. That's what I be saying. Y'all need to get the emotions part out of it and just think about it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just run over here because you want to run from your damn problems and have all these goddamn kids running around and shit using up the medical. Listen, it's way more. You know what? Let me hush. Let's move on, cause.
Okay, Shorty Licious, because
Okay, good night. So my thing is, right, I'm not for the whole going up and snatching my kids and they at school and traumatizing my kids. I'm not for that. So don't go snatching up my kids. I hear you. But at the same time, this Tabitha girl, like, what's wrong with you? What you mean go ahead and support your business at Target? If Target is saying that we're going to kill these black people with the money we make, why is you wanting us to go and shop at Target just because your stuff at Target? Take your stuff from Target. Put it out there. If people want to support you, they're going to come and support you wherever you are. You could put it anywhere else. You want to put it at Target. Stop that. They have too many black folks that are here being house slaves and thinking the rest of us supposed to just be okay with it. It's either you're in or you're out. Everything don't have that little gray area. Like, why? I don't agree with that. I don't mind supporting your products, but don't tell us to go to some place that's not for us because you have your stuff there. You could put your stuff anywhere. That's a choice. Then also, what Rookie said, mind our own damn business. What happened to all the people them when they were taking us from slavery and bringing us over here and all of us been drowning and all kind of stuff? What happened? Where everybody been? Where everybody been? Mind our business is right. In a sense, like I just like this is not a straight cut situation, but sometimes America will just be doing things like it's a modern day slavery mentality that they have us in. And sometimes we just have to pick our battles. Why are we here getting worked up about wow? Let the people them do what they do. We can't control them. Like I said before, Trump would have win this election regardless. He wasn't losing no way. Just like we know he gonna do whatever he gonna do, and he wasn't going to jail for not one day. Trump was not going to lose. So what are we here worrying about? We know by now that it don't matter what we do, these people gonna do what they wanna do. They only allow us to win certain things. They're the master plans. They're the masterminds. Let's just do what we gotta do. Let's be our own owners for our own businesses. Let's control our own schools for our kids. Why we still waiting for them to do stuff for us and for them to then take it back from us and give us a little bit? Why we in that mentality? We shouldn't be worried about them or worried that they're going to take away the SNAP benefits now. So what we going to do? We've been survivors from forever. We've been struggling and surviving from forever. We don't need them. So let them go ahead and do whatever it is they want to do to make America great again. Go right ahead. We're going to continue being us, survivors. That's just my take on it, and I couldn't my text them been going in pieces. I couldn't type fast enough, so I just had to come up and say it. Why are we worrying with them? I agree with Rookie. Why?
Because we are very, very logical. You know what I'm saying? And what you are saying is absolutely true. From your first word to the last sentence that you made, you were absolutely right in all of those aspects, and I feel like the reason this DEI and all this shit doesn't affect me is because I run my own business. And that's the thing that we have to kind of like start spreading to each other, the importance of having an LLC, the importance of kind of like trying to go out there and do your own thing and start your own business. And you know what I'm saying? Stop depending on these people and allowing these people to tell you what they is going to do and what they ain't going to do. And when you can get a vacation and when you can call off and all this. You know what I'm saying? There is so many different options that we have out there. We are now getting information to us at such a fast rate. There are so many Black influencers out there now, women influencers out there now, people of different color and different races. They're influencers out there now. We are given the blueprint now. So we have to start doing what we need to do for us, for our community, for our family, and start building on that, because guess what? That's what they've been doing since the beginning of time.
Okay, let's go to the comments section. It's a lot of comments.
K-Nation, they crazy.
Too damn emotional for unemotional shit. Well, I'm sorry. I am emotional. ALEBDK. I lived in London when my visa was up and I had to go. Somebody saying we can't go into their country. That's true. We have to leave by a certain time. I guess somebody said they're not getting harmed in K-Dish, and they said they do. They put them in these camps and they get raped and stuff. So, I mean, okay, well, let's see what else.
While you're running through the comments, I did want to say something too, because I just seen a video on TikTok and I was so upset that it was actually real. I don't know what it is about white people and immigrants. They just don't like immigrants in general. We as a Black people, we might not care unless it's our own people, because people just want to come to the country and they want to work, get their money, because everybody's been sold this idea of the American dream, when in reality, America ain't shit to begin with. But a man was doing a public interview and said, if Jesus wanted to come to this country, would you let him? And this heifer gonna sit here and say, if he came in legally, if he did the right things to do so he could come into this country, then he could come. So if Jesus was an illegal, they wouldn't want him in the United States. That is, when I saw that video, that's when I realized it's really something wrong with them white people in their head.
Well, okay. A lot of people is agreeing with sending these people back, I guess, and us minding our own business. I guess everybody is free to have their own opinion. But
it's not that I agreeing to send them back, It's sad. You know what I'm saying? I have Jamaicans going back. You have people that I know going back. You have people that people of my peoples have gone back. They actually sent them back. It's not that we are agreeing, but what fussing and arguing and going back and forth about it is going to do is like do what we got to do to get ourselves up, man. Don't be sitting around here bickering and going back and forth and debate. These people gonna do what they have a master plan. They 10 steps of hundreds of steps ahead of us. We slowly trying to catch up to them. Let's just do what we got to do, to build ourselves and to be better so that they can't control us. We have to build ourselves up so that they can control us, so that these things that they're doing wouldn't affect us. It wouldn't bother us. Because we see the evil that they've been doing 400 and thousands of years ago. Why we think it's gonna stop? They're only doing it in a different way, and they don't try to mask it and make us feel like, okay, no, we care, so let's do this, and no, we care, so let's do that. No, the fuck, they don't care. They ain't never care, and they ain't ever gonna care. The majority of them is who they is. Look how they talk about Jesus. Just what she just said just now. Them people don't care. Money and power is all they worried about. They don't care about us. No matter what they do, if you got a nice little white friend, okay, God bless you. Because they have a handful of them that's good. But the majority of them, what are they doing? What they sitting in their houses and all they doing is, oh, let's have this or let's do this meeting and let's do. And I appreciate the ones that come out and try to help us and try to make it equal and justified for certain things that they do. But the majority of them, America was built on what? Greed, power, murders. Look how much people America murder to get to where they want to get. How much lies. Look at all the Fed talk that we've been talking. And these people just spitting lies to get what they want. That's all they do is lie and manipulate and deceive. Ain't got no American dream here. It's a what you call it? A illusion. What's the damn friggin' word? It's deceiving at the end of it day, it's deceiving. There ain't got no American dream. You got to walk and it's your blood, sweat, and tears going into this place over here. You understand? A lot of us came here for opportunities, but we've been here busting our ass like the real way. Our islands, them is better than here. The only thing is our economy back home isn't as great as the economy here. But then at the same time, look at how they're raising rent. Look at how they raise everything except our pay. They could raise your rent by hundreds of dollars and raise your pay by 50 cents and 30 cents. How is that fair? How is that right? Look at a car. If we go and take out a car loan, your car what? $25,000, and you end up paying what $40,000 by the time you don't pay that car. And if you don't pay, they take your ass and credit and make everything so hard for you. Why are we caring? Let's figure out a way for us to do the right things.
You said why we caring? We caring. Well, I can't say we. I care because I have a big heart. And you said America was built on this and that, but a lot of these Mexicans is building up America too. They're out there busting their butt. They're out there working hard. And what about this asylum? Why we can't be like Canada, where they say if you get 1 foot across, we got you.
Because of who we're dealing with. Because of who we're dealing with. We're dealing with liars and thieves and murderers. They're not fair. They never played the game fair. So I get you with your heart of love. I get you with your heart of love. I have a heart of love too. But I had to toughen up. I don't have to toughen up sometimes because they're going to stamp out your heart. You go in there with your heart, they're gonna dagger it up from front, back, side, every way they could dagger it up. That's just who they are. So while you here pouring your heart out, and don't get me wrong, and I mean want you to lose their love, mean want you to lose your caring feeling, but you got to have where you could shut that off and be logical and be realistic, and where you could turn that on, you know when to turn that on at the same time. Like you can't just be walking around with your heart out, showing everybody your heart.
I 100% agree with that. And actually, so Aled BK, she said she's Hispanic, right? And she wants to come up and speak. So let's allow her to come up, Kay, and see what she has to say. I'm not sure if she has any like family or anything like that, but let's hear exactly what she has to say.
Okay, send an invite. This is I don't know. This is
Listen, Shorty Licious was talking that real stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this is just what we're dealing with. But let me let Aled take over.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban. So I mean, Puerto Ricans, we're not considered, we're citizens of the United States, but the Cuban side of my family is not. I did vote for Trump. I am okay with deportation, mass deportation at that. I strongly feel as a person with a master's degree and making six figures in the United States, which some would consider an accomplishment. I'm still struggling on the day-to-day basis. And I do understand that my taxes and all that other stuff goes into other things within the states of United States of America. But what gets to me, and I didn't understand this concept because I did grow up in the projects in New York. I grew up with food stamps. I grew up, with this mentality that this is just get pregnant, get on WIC, get on food stamps, get into housing, get Section 8, live off NYCHA, drive a BMW, and live the best life and still pay $135 of rent a month based on the system. But thankfully, I kind of grew out of that mentality and did something for myself. But when I see myself struggling and for my own reasons that I struggle, it's like, how is it fair that you have people that come into this country illegally and they get all these grants and they get all these, they get more than any of us could, because there's a lot of things I don't qualify for, right? I can step back and I can make myself qualify for things, but that's not inherent in my characteristics. I have integrity and have ethics that I'm going to live by. So I'm not going to scale it back to get a handout. That's not what I'm going to do. So yes, I'm completely for mass deportation. I'll give you an example. If you want to come to America, because we can say America is shit, but it is the best country in the world. It really is. Regardless of the fraud and the corruption and everything that we have, it is the best country in the world. That's why everyone wants to be here. I do have a big heart. I have a friend who I sponsored a few years ago from Venezuela on a visa. And that visa lets you live here for about 3 years. And he was like, hey, please marry me. I don't want to go back. I don't know how to stay. And I'm like, I can't marry you. I have too much on the line to marry you. I'm not going to commit that kind of fraud either. So I had a conversation with him recently. He's like, I'm packing my things. I got to go back before I get deported. My time is up. And I did feel bad for him. And I understood the concept of what he's going to go back to, especially with Maduro in place and the way Venezuela is. But the thing is, you were here, you had time to do asylum and do certain things the right way, because you do have numerous opportunities to turn that around, but you failed deadlines, you failed this. So I imagine me marrying someone, right? People do it for 50, 60,000 if you want to be honest, right? Or 25,000 and commit fraud. And I'm not against that. You do what works for you. If I was going to do it, it's going to do it out of the kindness of my heart to help a friend. But I can't put myself in those kind of positions. If it's time for you to go, you are here the right way, do the right thing. If you got caught up and you came here illegally, you committed a crime, which makes you a criminal. That's to say, if I go and I feel some type of way about something and I steal or I go rob a bank for a situation, I'm a criminal. You guys might be like, hey, she did it for good reasons or whatnot, because I'm so against our medical system, right? I would say, I'll give you an example. My nephew got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. Medication is $10,000 a week. It's been denied, and he's literally decrepit, and he seems to be dying. And I'm like, oh my God, how could the insurance deny this at $10,000 a week? That's ridiculous. But if I go into the insurance company and I commit a crime or something, I'm going to go to jail. And the masses are going to say, hey, it was for her nephew. It was for a good cause, right? But it still makes me a criminal. And the thing that makes America what it is that there is due process and we do follow laws. And even though we might think our justice system sucks, it is one of the most respected justice system, because this is why these other countries and these people are fleeing here, because the justice system there completely sucks. And that's just my spiel, guys.
Oh, I 100% agree with what you're. Aled, can you just mute real quick?
I'll be, yes.
Yeah, so no, I really respect and agree with what you're saying. And this is what we were talking about especially Ruby Keisha has mentioned it in the comments, we got to take our emotions out of like these situations and stop feeling like things are like against us personally, and kind of like really look at the bigger picture, especially in situations like this deportation situation, because there are a lot of people who come over here illegally, and they have all kind of medical whatever that's available to them, things that we don't even have access to as Americans. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than somebody taking a job that the Mexicans are doing, like working in construction and things like that. There is a bigger picture. So I'm glad you were able to speak on that actual aspect.
I do want to share something as well too. I know we spoke about Canada saying "come all," right, but Canada and the United Kingdom have a similar system, right? And when I went and got a visa, a spousal visa for my husband, I had to go through due process, and part of that was I had to get an examination, physical, and that included an STD panel of HIV. That included a panel of autoimmune diseases and things like that. I had to submit to the government in the UK because it is a free healthcare system. So they get to decide, even thank God everything was clear on my end, they decide who comes into their country based on certain diseases because they do not want a deficit into their healthcare system. Because it's not fair that the people of the United Kingdom get free healthcare. Here comes someone from a different country. Although I think I'm American. I'm like, oh, I'm American. I should be allowed anywhere. No, I had to go through a panel of health. I had to do a health check, submitted to the United Kingdom authorities, immigration, and they decide. Because imagine people that are sick, and Canada has the same system. If you have a certain disease that's going to cost certain XYZ amount of medication, they are very cautious for you to come into their country because now you're taking away from one of their citizens that it's on the free healthcare system. So these are certain things that if you haven't experienced it, you wouldn't know. But it's not, oh, hey, come free, come all. They have a better system than we do, yes, but they still have a system to protect their economic ecosystem.
I don't agree with mass deportation, as you guys are fully aware by now. I don't care. I just feel like it's a better way to do it. And like Natural said, how is a multi-felon mad at other criminals when he a criminal himself? So I am
so,
just.
What would be okay? Hold on. So you're saying that you think there could be a better way. Name it. What would be the better way?
I didn't say I know what the better way was. I can't name it, but I just know it has to be a better way because children are involved. They like to when things happen, they always say, "Leave the women and children, or let the women and children go." Make sure the women and children good. So why you can't make sure the women and children good this time? Why you can't have a little tiny heart to care about? To even look more in depth of the people that you're collecting, because not everybody you're collecting are criminals.
You must didn't just hear what Aled BK spent the last 3-4 minutes saying. You just did not hear any of that. If you did, then you would not be saying what you're saying right now.
I did. I just didn't care.
Okay,
I feel.
Yeah, so not care. You still have to have the ability to listen and comprehend what a person is saying, whether you care or not. Because right now you going once again back to how you feel emotionally, and that doesn't matter.
Well, it's my opinion.
All right, let's go on to the next topic if there's any more.
Thanks, BK.
You're welcome, guys. Have a good night.
I appreciate everybody's opinions. That's why I wanted some of you guys to actually get on here and talk. Just because I don't agree and I didn't care, that don't mean I don't appreciate it. Y'all know I am for the damn immigrants. As long as they're not killing nobody, and like the guy who burnt up the lady at the subway, just throw fire on her, he was an immigrant. He needs to go. Yeah. But I'm just saying, do your due diligence and find out. Like, come on, man. I don't know. I'll leave it alone. I'm done.
The shit that's going on in our country, you just cannot go to other countries and do that. That's what Led BK is basically saying. That's what Island Pretty Boy in the comments and other people has been saying. That these things that we are accepting here, people in other countries just don't accept that. We accept anybody that's sick, anybody that could just come over here and do whatever, and then we just provide them all kind of help. No, we can't go to their country and do that shit. You know, so I don't know. I feel different.
There's some countries that you get
BK,
sick. You won't even get. I'm sorry. There's some countries you get sick. You won't even be seen in an emergency room. You know, we give a lot of freedom to a lot of people, whether they're you know, I mean, let's remember America was built on immigration. We are all immigrants, right? The actual natives of this land, there's a very minimum of up here. So we are a country of immigration. It's just like Ellis Island. We just have to do it the right way. And I think it wouldn't be a big deal if Americans were not struggling as much as we are. Farmers are struggling, which is why we have an issue with the food intake. I mean, people are. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The people are tired in the world, but the American people, we are exhausted. And when we've seen, especially in the state of New York, I'm from Brooklyn. You know they're getting 300. They're staying at hotels for free. You got these hotels that are staying that are just for immigration. They're getting $300 food stamp cards every week. My mother's on disability, 85. She only gets $190, and yet they're getting $300 a week per person for food stamps. That is a deficit in the system. They're getting health care. That I work in healthcare. I see it all the time. I get nothing but a line of immigration. I get on a conference call weekly, and it's the hospitals are paying $1,000, $2,000 to nursing home skilled facilities to take these patients to help them. We have given a lot of help, things that people.
I think we lost BK. We'll get her back. In the meantime, let's go to the. How would I feel if they deport the Arabs in St. Croix and St. Thomas that come over and basically steal from locals? Well, their ass gotta go. They gotta go. They're criminals. They gotta go. I'm okay with them leaving. Shit. But he's running a country. Can't believe everything.
No, they're not criminals. I think what she was saying is like obviously Arabs and all of those people, they are into gold and all that. And we all know Caribbean gold is better than any gold. So what she's saying is how would you feel if they came into the country and deported all of them? But in reality, why I unmuted was to come in for some facts. We all know Arabs and all of the Middle Easterns is about their money. I highly doubt that they are in any country illegally. And based off of the report that I've seen with all the numbers from ICE's deportation list, there has only been 21 people deported to the United Arab Emirates. 21. 2-1. They're not finding them. Them people, they know what they're doing, as opposed to the 22,000 in Venezuela and the 30,000 in Haiti. Like, that's not gonna happen. I just had to say that. That's all.
Okay, she asked what make my decision different. Because I just said they're criminals. The criminals gotta go. That's why I said, like, the person who set the lady on fire, he was an immigrant. Take him. Take all the ones that are criminals, if so be it. But the people that literally here helping to
Exact reason on why they won't let a black woman run the country. Right there, you're too damn emotional.
Okay, well, whatever. We're going to move on to the next. This topic was very long. We're going to move on to the next topic of the non-observance of Martin Luther King Day, Black History Month, Juneteenth, to name a few. There's a lot more, like some of the Spanish holidays and stuff. So I know Kay Dejanay had something to say about that. When I heard it, I wasn't sure what it meant for us. I know they said they're not going to observe it. So do that mean that it's not going to be a holiday? It's not gonna, like, people going to have to go to work on that day as opposed to before when, the state was closed. So how is that gonna work? Anybody?
The way I see it, I think, because what I was gonna get into, I think this is Mr. President's way of really just trying to publicly control this country. So like Juneteenth just really became a federal holiday a couple years ago. We just got that. And then y'all know the whites have been mad about not having a white American history whatever month for the longest. So I feel like it's his own way of trying to continue to control the country and separate people. No one's really going to actually care, because what I really wanted to say was white people are going to continue to let all of this happen until he tries to overthrow the Constitution, because they don't care about nothing else. But once this man tries to overthrow the Constitution, that's when things will stop. So he can take away Black History Month. The LGBTQ community has a month as well. All of that, nobody's gonna care until when he does, after our 4 years is over and 2028 come and he think he about to come run a fourth term. They're gonna be like, oh well, you actually can't do that because it says that in the Constitution. That's all white people care about. So, and just like she was saying in the comments, like, people, we still celebrate 4th of July. Like, nobody's gonna put any thought into putting a pause on these programs, just like how there's also a pause on federal student aid and SNAP and all of these other things, which I actually have to do more research on that as well, because I need to know what's going on with SNAP and food stamps and Medicaid and Medicare, because there's a lot of people that need that. But also, he has been trying to overthrow Obamacare for the longest as well. So yeah, child, we doomed.
I don't know if we're doomed, but no, sure.
This is my thought. Oh, sorry.
She's asking about Memorial Day and Thanksgiving. No, it's not Memorial Day and Thanksgiving. It's like the Holocaust and LGBT, which he gonna take that out anyway. He don't care nothing about that. It's some other ones, but special observances, I guess, is what they call it. Special observances is what he's taken out, or not. I'm gonna say taken out is what they're putting a pause on, and I don't know what that pause is exactly.
I don't give a damn about none of that shit. I don't give a freak about a damn holiday. I don't give a damn about none of that. Like, I feel like we still celebrate what the hell we want to celebrate and don't celebrate what we don't want to celebrate. I think stuff like that is just like, to me, I don't care. I'm tired of these pagan holidays. I'm tired of them all. They need to take every single one of them away if I personally had anything to do with it, because it's all just stupid. It's all just a waste of time. And people just like arguing over the wrong shit. I don't give a damn about no damn holiday. They gave us Juneteenth just to appease us for some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. All that shit is BS. I don't care about it. We got bigger things to worry about, and that's my feelings.
They really did just give us Juneteenth just to appease us. But I think him doing the non-observance is to further support the DEI topic, which is why I brought it up to begin with when we were talking about DEI, because that's what it's all going behind. He's doing that because he does not want to promote any more diversity. He don't want the country to be diverse. So that's what it's for. Because in reality, like you just said, people gonna celebrate what they want to celebrate regardless. But as a government or in the White House, they aren't going to. That's like when some businesses and buildings like change colors or whatever. Like, for example, obviously it has nothing to do with breast cancer, but like a building will change their colors pink for breast cancer. Like, they're not openly giving anybody else the recognition. That's really all that is.
Okay. Scorpio said why he want me to work in the office. Because Scorpio, y'all ass is just working from home and getting paid to just wake up and roll over and not brush your teeth and sit in front of the computer. Take your ass back to work. That's why. But
I agree with that.
I don't have my own business as of yet. So since I'm still working for the people, I want the holidays because I get paid time and a damn half. So y'all can sit there and talk about F the holidays and all that, but I want my damn time and a half. Shit, yeah, I'm mad.
But you part of the problem. What is time and a half in the larger scope of things? And that be the problem right there. People be so selfishly focused on their little mini problems that they forget about the bigger picture. And you're exactly the reason why we cannot come together. Because that little selfish piece of thinking right there, a time and a half. First of all, they barely paying you anything when you working a W-2 job. They taking out 30% of it out of taxes. So the time and a half is literally really nothing. It's a joke.
Oh, you gonna leave me alone about my time and a damn half. Shit.
I'm just saying.
I want to comment on, because I'm pretty sure this is the second time I've seen Mr. Island Pretty Boy bring up this topic, saying that it's not Trump allowing people to pass the laws. It's the people in the voting sessions. We do not vote on everything. They do not put everything on our ballots. So they give us what they want us to vote on and what they want us to have a say in, but when did we put a vote on about diversity? When did the country do that? Like, when did we put in a vote about a lot of these things that's going on? Like, what do you mean by not election? Because at this point, you about to have to get up here and talk too. I'm going on like this is my podcast, y'all.
At bill passing is what he's saying. Well, if nobody else has anything to say about these non-observance days, because like I guess I ain't saying I made it a big deal. I'm just saying I was confused. I was not sure if it was gonna be something where they just in the background they're saying they're not observing it, or is it gonna be like, usually the banks close, the state offices close, stuff like that. So is they not closing it anymore, or people gonna have to go to work? I guess that was my question. But if nobody else have anything to say or want to get up here and speak on that, then we'll just move on to my last topic, which is what's going on with these planes, y'all? What is going on? Let's talk about these 2 plane crashes and the fact that he fired the head of aviation and TSA, the head of TSA and the Coast Guards, and oh my gosh, how you gonna fire the key aviation safety advisory people? And then not to mention today, a United Airlines flight had to evacuate because one of the wings caught on fire. Now, this might not have nothing to do with nothing that's going on with other stuff, but they're saying wasn't nobody in the helicopter, and it was a setup, that it was purpose, and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get on a plane, and I know you're supposed to have faith, but the Lord ain't killing all these people on these planes. What is going on? Anybody, somebody. Shorty Licious said, I knew that was a setup. And Elon Musk all up in this mix. Like, where he come from? All out the blue, like Elon Musk act like he the VP. Somebody say something. Y'all mute.
The only reason I don't have much to say on it is because I do feel like the government is behind it, but my best friend who just became a flight attendant says that there are things in play. Like you learn so much as somebody who like I guess goes
Okay,
through like
then you went,
aviation school.
you disappeared. What's going on?
Huh?
Natural said they won't reveal who was flying the helicopter because they said nobody was in there. Well, that's what they saying. That's the rumor. Nobody was in there. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I heard that they said it was military people in the beginning.
She most definitely just cut me off, y'all.
Okay, Dejanay. Okay, something happened with her. BK, you have something to say?
I think Kay Dejanay was talking. I guess not everybody was able to hear her.
I can't hear her. Why I can't hear her? I can hear you.
Yeah, she had a whole spiel, but sorry, I don't know. I don't know much about the accident. I do know in regards to I know that the Black Hawk is in the air. If we're talking about the Black Hawk of the American airline, I didn't get into full details about that, but that's a Black Hawk, so it's like for it to be there, that there's a national alert that goes out when they are out in the air, and in whatever air traffic control for that to crash into the plane. I don't, again, I didn't search all the details, but it's like, I think they got notified. The American Airlines was landing and then this occurred while they were trying to land or whatnot. But I would say that I was in United Health. I was not United Health. I was in United flight a couple weeks ago, landing in New York. And I have the text messages. I was landing and the plane goes right back up. And I hear the pilot go, it's been deemed unsafe to land at the moment. And we literally touched ground, the tires. So I text my cousin and I'm like, hey, this fucking flight, it just went back up. And I'm like, I'm not joking. I don't think we're going to make it. I'm not sure it's happening. And the pilot goes, we got to circle for about 20 minutes. There's been an object in the air. So we went around for about 45 minutes and I couldn't text her because the Wi-Fi is gone. So I went a week after and I hear about the American Airlines. I'm like, oh crap. But back to the whole Black Hawk, for some reason, I kind of thought, I didn't know who was on it. And I guess they said that no one's on it or they don't have a recollection. But one of the articles said that there was a pilot on there and they were trying to disclose his identity. But for a second, I was like, was this probably a suicide thing for the pilot himself? Because if it wasn't constructed by government officials, was it a suicide thing from the pilot? Because it's a Black Hawk, and I keep mentioning that because you're not in the air practicing at this time where commercial airlines are landing. That's not normal. That's not procedure. That's not protocol. So that was my take on that. I don't know much about it, but I just know that that's something that needed to be fully alert. So somebody made a big mistake or somebody did something in regards to whomever was on those on the flight.
So Scorpio 34, who's in kind of like the Army Reserves, he was in the Army. He says the Army plane was flying too high. It was not authorized to fly that high, and that the pilot was a white lady. Okay, so if it was not authorized to fly that high, why was it flying that high?
Oh, who are you asking that? We don't know. We don't know.
So we should bring up Scorpio 34, please.
For one, the president had a briefing and said it was flying too high and it shouldn't have been flying high. It should have been flying low and it was a little bit too high, but it went higher than it was supposed to be and not low enough that it was. What? Did y'all hear that briefing? Because it was all over the place. He just said the same thing 50 different damn times. Scorpio is coming up. Let's hear what Scorpio has to say. The president is okay. Yeah, I see that. We gonna make sure that we still have a platform. So we not gonna say nothing that can get us shut down about the president. We're gonna keep it GQ. Scorpio, I sent the invite and it looks like you're trying to come in, but in the meantime, Let's
So
see.
BK said something that's kind of like anyway, she said, how do we feel about revealing the JFK tapes? Not only the JFK tapes, but the Martin Luther King tapes as well. Did y'all hear about how Martin Luther King used to have all these freak offs and stuff like that? Child, drugs, coke, all kind of you know what? But that was a mess. I feel like now that was messy of Trump to do that because he wanted to skew our perception of Martin Luther King.
Now, God bless the dead. We're not even gonna go there.
Okay, here's Scorpio 34. Let's see what he has to say about this Black Hawk situation.
Hey everyone. So whenever any kind of army chopper is in a training zone, which they were, they're not allowed or authorized to fly more than 200 feet. And the tower was telling them to come down, and they weren't responding. They were not responding to commands. They weren't like air control was trying to communicate with them, and they just wasn't listening.
That's because wasn't nobody there. It was empty.
It wasn't empty. It's not a drone. It can't go up without somebody in there. It's just a regular block app.
You could tell me what you want. The government can do whatever and make whatever happen at this point. Martin Luther King been a fraud. Ooh. Natural said Martin Luther King been a fraud.
Martin Luther King was a mess. I'm telling you. Listen, that's a whole nother show. But like, they released these records about his ass. Listen, man. Huh.
Okay, he still was for the people. I mean,
listen, but I can say this. I don't give a shit what he did as long as he ain't raped no kids and raped no women. He could have had all the freak offs, all the drugs, all the shit that he did. It does not take away from his accomplishments and what he did for us and his progression to help us get into where we are at right now. All these motherfuckers out there doing some shit that we just ain't got the files on. All of them. You know, so while it's a mess, it's not enough for me to kind of like ignore like who he is and him, like the accomplishments that he's made.
I agree.
Naturalize said he was an industry plant just like Sexy Red. Don't do too much on Sexy Red now. That's my girl.
Okay, well, it seems like everybody has opinions, and that's good. That's good. Bad, good, indifferent, whatever it is, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Anybody have anything else they would like to address? And you guys, like I said, we're gonna get back on track. If not, we'll come on here some days. We'll be on here and we'll talk about topics like this. We'll discuss what's going on. So I'm so thankful for for you guys who's been sticking with me. I appreciate y'all. Without y'all, I'll just be here talking to myself and just Rico. So I appreciate you guys. I thank everybody who came up to say something. BK, don't feel no way, okay? I'm glad you came up and spoke your piece. Natural, thank you so much. Shortylicious, you said a lot. You touched on a lot of topics, and but damn, BK, you say you voted for Trump? Okay, but if anybody else, Kay Dejanay, thank you so much for explaining the DEI, even though I'm still a little bit confused. Just Rico, you have anything? If not, if nobody else has anything.
All I know is I just seen Kanye West's wife butt bookie naked on the Grammys red carpet, but that's about it.
Well,
when is that lady not butt bookie naked? But yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, she looked good though, but like, god damn.
But y'all know
No
we're boss at the
pasties, no
Grammys.
nothing.
You know, Vibes Cartel at the Grammys right now. Hopefully he win his nomination.
not the frog. Okay, that's another day. Island Pretty Boy, thank you so much. You always right here with us. Yeah, you guys, if I could thank y'all, like when I get rich, I'm hooking y'all up. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here with us tonight, even though we didn't have an interview, but we will get back on track, like I said. Anybody else have anything to say before we leave? Okay, so in the meantime, between time, we'll see y'all next time. And you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.